Good day, everyone. My name is Darshan Rao, and this is my individual presentation. So, the paper I've selected is titled as Real-Time Polyp Detection, Localization, and Segmentation in the Colonoscopy Using Deep Learning. And the paper proposes a deep learning model called colon segnet to help doctors detect colon polyps during colonoscopy in real time. So, let me go to my slide 2. Okay. Colorectal cancer is the second most common cause of a cancer death worldwide, and and it is largely preventable if polyps are caught early. The problem is that about 30% of polyps are missing during manual coloscopy due to human fatigue or difficulty poly shapes. So existing AI models are either too slow for real-time use or too heavy and to run on a clinical hardware. Colon segment was designed to solve this, achieving the speed and accuracy at the same time. Okay. So colon segment uses an encoder decoder design similar to UNet, the architecture. So the encode is ResNet 50 pre-trained on ImageNet, and it extracts the deep features from the colonoscopy image, learning what the pixel patterns corresponds to the polyp. The decoder then upsamples the features back to the original resolution, producing a pixel level segmentation mask showing exactly where the polyp is. Skip the connections, transfer fine spatial details from the encoder to decoder so the model does not lose boundary information during compression. So the model is trained using a combination of binary cross entropy and dice loss. Dice loss is important here because polyp pixels are much fewer than background pixels, so it helps the model focus on the polyp region specifically. Training used the Adam optimizer learning rate of 0.0001 for up to 200 epochs. So let's go to them. As I said, two benchmark datasets were used. First is K-SEC, 1,000 colonoscopy images with expert pixel level annotations. Second, CVC Clinic DP, 612 frames from 31 colonoscopy sequences. Importantly, the authors tested cross dataset, training on one testing to the other to verify the model generalizes, and it is not just memorizing one dataset. So data augmentation, such as flips, rotation, and brightness changes was also applied to increase the training diversity. So performance metrics. So the main metric is dice score. It measures the pixel overlap between the predicted and uh, actual mask. So the formula is 2 times of the true positive divided by 2 true positive plus FP, which is a false positive plus with a false negative. IOU or intersection over union, which is known as, is similar but slightly stricter. The true positive divided, it is formula is true positive divided by true positive plus with the false positive plus false negative. So precision measures how many detection were correct. Recall measures how many real polyps were detected. The paper also used F2 scores, which recall more than precision. Clinically important because missing a real polyp is worse than a false alarm. Finally, frames per second measures the real-time capability. At least 25 frames per second is needed for live colonoscopy video. Let's go to the slide 6, which is the results. On K-SEC, Colosocnet achieved a dice score of 0.886 and IOU of 0.82, highly competitive with the state-of-art models like UNet, ResUNet, WNet, and PRANET. PRANET achieves slightly higher dice of 0.898, but it runs much more slower and not suitable for the real-time use. Colosocnet runs at 182 frames per second, more than 7 times the 25 frame per second minimum required. This is the paper's main contribution, the right balance of accuracy and speed. Cross-data testing also confirmed good generalization performance on CVC Clinic DB. Okay, let's go to the slide 7, which is the strengths, limitation of, and my insights about it. From my own analysis, the main strength is the performing detection, localization, segmentation together in one forward pass. This reduces pipeline complexity and latency significantly. So the 182 frames per second results is genuine practical achievement. Most research papers ignore the speed constraint entirely. However, the dataset sizes are very small, only 1,000 images. A model for real clinical deployment would far more diverse data. There's also no clinical trial validation, and the paper does not break down performance by polyp type. Flat polyps are known to be hardest to be detected, and subgroup analysis would have been very variable. So the conclusion of my paper of my research is that ColosSoftNet is a meaningful contribution. It achieves real-time performance at 182 frames per second, which while maintaining a strong segmentation accuracy. If validated through clinical trials with larger datasets, this kind of AI system could meaningfully reduce missed polyp rates and help lower collateral and cancer mortality. Thank you for watching this.